Max Verstappen can secure his second F1 world title at the Singapore Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc, however, will be keen to prevent that from happening, with the Dutchman managing to take a sixth win in a row, or will Leclerc throw a spanner in the works? Who knows? But anyway, we're returning to the Singapore Grand Prix this weekend for the first time since 2019. In 2008, it was scheduled for the first time with Fernando Alonso taking victory on behalf of Renault. It immediately caused issues though, as the Renault team had instructed Nelson Piquet Jr. to crash to help Alonso to a victory. Renault received a hefty punishment for this. The Spaniard also won for Ferrari in 2010, while the gap year Lewis Hamilton was victorious. Sebastian Vettel is the record holder with a number of victories. The German triumphed in 2011, 12, 13, 15 and 19. Hamilton stands on 4 wins, while Rosberg won the race in 2016, the year he also took the world title, of course. Looking at the winner of all editions, it is notable that there are many different ones on show. The circuit is mainly about cornering, with drivers like Verstappen and Leclerc seem to have an edge with their cars. Ferrari hope to make the difference, especially in the corners, but Red Bull are also making good progress in regard. The 2008 Singapore Grand Prix was the first ever night race in F1. The Marina Bay Street Circuit is over 5 kilometres long and has 23 corners, with drivers going straight through the city centre. The circuit has both slow and fast corners. Like many street circuits, is characterised by the tightness of the track. Moreover, the circuit has some treacherous sections. In corner 5, for instance, drivers have repeatedly hit the brakes too late and ended up against the wall. At other parts of the track, overtaking is easy again, such as the turn 7. Overall, however, it's a tough track which requires concentration. Moving on to modern times though, Max Verstappen has won in the past 5 Grand Prix each time and is comfortably at the top of the World Championship standing 6th race weekend before the end of the season, with a difference of 116 points over pursuer Leclerc. Things seemingly can't go wrong for the Dutchman, and he even has a possibility of taking the titles in Singapore. Then he would have to win by himself. Leclerc would have to finish 4th at most, and Leclerc would have to finish no further than 9th. Although Leclerc says he does not want to give up yet, he has already lost his heart, you'd imagine. With Sergio Perez and George Russell trailing him by 9 and 16 respectively, he would be wise to look back and try to defend his second place more than anything. But yeah, the weather this weekend, Formula 1 teams have had to battle a lot with rain in Singapore. On the 3 days, temperatures will reach a maximum of 30 degrees during the day, dropping to 26 in the evening. However, forecasts also predict heavy rain showers and thunderstorms. The chance of precipitation on Friday is 62, and it will be 53 and 74% on Saturday and Sunday respectively. So potentially we could get a 2017 repeat, you never know. But anyway, although the odds are slim on this coming weekend, all eyes will be on Verstappen. The Dutchman has been exuding great calm in his car for months, and therefore is also the big favourite for victory in Singapore. In doing so, he's done himself a good favour with his large lead, so he will not feel any great pressure to finish it on Sunday. Leclerc, meanwhile, seems to realise it's become an impossible battle for the honour. He will therefore be eager to win in Singapore, but otherwise he and his team are already expected to come out strongly in 2023. Leclerc has also had little to lose in Singapore, so he will try to make things as difficult as possible for Max. At least an interesting battle will be between Leclerc, Perez and Russell, with the drivers barely outdistancing each other in the rankings. The battle for second place has erupted. Indeed, Verstappen is hardly beatable this year, so the spot for best of the rest will indeed say something about F1 in the coming seasons. Experts reckon that this is the most likely place for Mercedes to secure a win. The circuit seems to suit Mercedes' car perfectly, but to do so it will have to deal with competition from Red Bull and Ferrari, as well as the dreaded bumps which people fear could play a role. Whether it's capable of doing so or not, I guess we'll have to see this weekend. We'll through practice and all of that, and I'll give you the timings now in the UK. So practice 1 and practice 2 is 11 till 12 and 2 till 3 respectively, and then it's the same timings for FP3 and qualifying on Saturday, and on Sunday it's a 1 o'clock start UK time. The story dominating the headlines in the paddock in the lead up to the Singapore Grand Prix seems to be the cost cap. Now, reports were filed in March and they're set to come out this week, the results I think, and paddock rumours state that Red Bull and Aston Martin may well have fallen foul of this, and obviously with Red Bull winning the championship last year, this is going to create all sorts of controversy. What punishment will they get? How far have they gone over? How has this been allowed to happen? At the moment it all seems to be paddock rumour, but it seems like a big story could be brewing, potential hefty penalties for Red Bull. But moving then on to the on-track action, and in FP1 it was Lewis Hamilton who was fastest of all the drivers. It didn't seem like he'd be fastest for a lot of the session. I think he even said at one point he was really struggling, but then suddenly he rocked up out of nowhere, with a few minutes left and set the fastest lap time. Max Verstappen second, Charles Leclerc third, but they often say about Singapore it's probably one of the sessions that you can read the least into, if you know what I mean, because obviously it's daytime and a nighttime session, but moving on then to FP2, and it was Ferrari who were looking strong, really strong, with Carlos Sainz topping the session from Charles Leclerc, Russell third, Verstappen fourth, Hamilton fifth. Bit of an interesting session because Mercedes seemed to be right there. Hamilton though couldn't get a clean lap in, neither could Russell, I don't think. So Mercedes seemed right there. Red Bull maybe struggling a bit more. Verstappen didn't get a clean session in, so it'll be interesting to see where they are. But Ferrari looking strong as well. And maybe I'm going too early, but we could well have a 3-team battle up front here. Before I go, let me run you through my predictions for this weekend. I'm going to mix it up a bit this weekend. I think, to be honest, I'm a bit bored of Max winning every race. So, I think this is probably going to be Ferrari and Mercedes' best chance of defeating Red Bull potentially between the end of the season. So I'm going to say Leclerc will put it on pole. Ferrari still seems to be quick in qualifying. And, Singapore, quite a tough circuit to overtake. I'm going to say Ferrari do a competent strategy job for once. And Leclerc managed to fend off Max to pick up the victory. I think Mercedes will be quite strong as well. So I'm going to say Lewis Hamilton on the podium. That'd be nice. 3 different teams on the podium on merit. But I'm going to say Leclerc first, Verstappen second, and Hamilton third, which would certainly create an interesting race on the streets of Singapore. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, let us know comments down below. Follow us and subscribe for daily F1 news and subscribe to my channel. That would be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.